Alright everybody, welcome back on into another game here in Beyond All Reason. It's going to be an 8 versus 8 here on Supreme Isthmus. This is a southwest versus northeast map with a small isthmus of land between the two and then two pockets of water in the other corners. Let's take a look at the leaders of our teams. We have, for the red team, with an Armada commander spawning in the air position, is A459 at 44 skill. And on the blue side, spawning in the C position with an Armada commander, is Ural, coming in at 39 skill. So for this map, it looks like Ural already gave 2 turbines over to the air player Swamp Turtle, so he's going to be looking for an early air transport to go claim this 3 mexes out on this little island out here in his sea. We'll have to see if on the other side Yi Q decides to do the same. The other players that might do it would be Actualist or Skylore. For our frontline players, looks like we have Cortex vehicles for both of the blue frontline players, Magnina and Gleipner Pond, please. Okay. For the red team, we have an Armada vehicle and a Cortex vehicle, and that's Robot Future and Aviation. Tech positions, we have Ritual Murder and Troll Hard GoPro. Just getting some res bots out to eat up the plants and the minerals on the map here for both of the eco players. Nobody gotten to the minerals in the center here. There's metal here in the form of these rocks, and there's a lot of it. Many times I see some of the frontliners rush out either pawns or grunts and then resbots and try and eat up both sides metal. You have the large amount here in the middle, but then some on either side. Looks like Aviation and Gleipner are going to be the first two to get their commanders into the center. Start fortifying things. A couple blitzes coming through here. Going to see the commander and turn around. Gleipner trying to trade out with these blitzes. Gonna end up de-gunning them. Incisors coming forward for Aviation. One of them gets de-gunned down by Gleipner. Being very active with his comm. And creating pounders, which maybe not the best choice given the fact that everybody's going vehicles. The incisors here for blue team were able to deny that LLT from Aviation. Robot Futures comm is now up here. Got some hovercraft coming across. Don't see that every day on Supreme Isthmus. But that's what Big Banana is doing here. 2 Seekers coming. Nothing home to defend here, so might be able to get some economic damage. Looks like it, much to the disdain of the blue player. Gonna get some wind turbines, 3 mexes. Oh my. Alright, well, Ashuri is going to stop one of these. The other one's going for a constructor. Slowly but surely he might get that. Pounders coming forward, along with backed up with a rocket bot. The pond player sending some units to the front lines. Pond player for the red team also sent forward some hovercraft rocket launchers, which do have a really great range. They're great at clearing out T1 defense. The Seekers did eventually get cleaned up, yeah, but dealt a lot of damage. It's going to put a real damper in Blue trying to scale up their economy. And it looks like the light pink player Skylar has gotten into the water here in this little cubby position. It's got some land-based build power for it. And Yaku is out on the island getting the mexes for the red team. So it looks like right now the C for the top left is got control by the blue player, but it's contested. And then the bottom right is the red team, and it is not contested at the moment. Don't know if Actual List is planning on contesting that or not. Here in the center, battle lines have been put up, but they are starting to get dismantled on the right side by a combination of rocket bots and pounders. Looks like Robot Future trying to put up a heavy laser tower to help back off. Pond is going to lose his commander. Oh, there he goes. And he had moved back just enough to take out some of his defenses as well. Good job with the C player coming in and taking out the commander, which Robot Future had weakened. Everybody always complains when they die. Lavender player coming forward with some T1 tanks. 2 of them get degunned. Correction. Wow, 5 of them get degunned there. And 6. Loses 1 mechs for 6 tanks. And a lot of health off the commander, but still a good trade. Do we have transitions? T2 transition here from Dark Clone in the Geo spot for the red team. Same for my booty. Beauty. Interesting. Alright, alright. Using rocket bots against destroyers, not ideal. Got not too many units here in the center for the blue team. Agitator being a pain in the butt for them. They have nothing to respond. Little push of brutes from Magina again. Not going to accomplish much though. Does this... Oh, they do know where it is, okay. Magina coming forward with their commander and a couple brutes. Maybe looking to degun these emplacements. Gets a lot of tanks, but is going to pay for it with their life. Aviation's here with their commander. Heavily damaged, but they could be scooping up that metal. We got the Stouts coming forward. Backed up with just a couple Sheldon, but I'm sure that number is going to grow here. tick spam has begun. Looks like Skylar's still trying to contest C here against the blue player, but just doesn't have the forces to break out. This is gonna push back very, very hard. There's just nothing on the front line with any bit of tank for the blue team. There's Rocketeers, there's Ticks, there's Lashers, but there's nothing with any meat. Now some Fiends are coming up, which at least has damage output. Still nothing with any bit of HP, though. These two Sheldon. There's the third one, finally. This is just so anemic looking for the front lines here. Normally, there'd be solid defenses and artillery firing back and forth. Not really this time. There's decent for the red team, but the blue team is just alive by the graces of the red team not consolidating and pushing. Cerberus, if that gets up, that will be able to handle these ships and everything else all the way up to here. Radar sonar scout coming out from air player of blue. Don't know what he's looking for specifically. Let's see. We don't have much going on in the sea for the southeast side. Actualist is building a bunch of T1 pork to try and protect this lane, which works for the moment, but as soon as there's a Marauder run in, that's all going to die quite quickly and not put up much of a defense at all. And T2 ships are coming, which means this is all just going to get missiled down anyways. Also doing a T2 transition for the blue player. Cerberus is up, and that is, if it has vision, going to push all of this back. You don't want to be standing in range of that. Just like that, all these units here are now not able to push in without suffering heavy damage before getting across. We got an atomic bomber coming across here from the red player. So we're gonna send in a fighter wave with a scout and an atomic bomber. We have no AA here. Atomic bombers all the way off to the edge, going straight back to the eco player position. Looks like he's going to bomb the lab here of the ceiling position and then get immediately taken out by the fighters. Not a good trade there for the red player. Great idea. I did not have the fighters to take out the fighter wall of Swamp Turtle, and therefore only got to fire once with that atomic bomber. And I mean, he took out a T1 lab and a little bit of eco, but not much compared to how much he had to put into that attack. Still don't have a way for Skylar to break out of this little pocket. And the longer they wait, I think the harder it's going to be. I don't see them building aphises and scaling up their economy, whereas the blue player is scaling up their economy. It looks like Swamp Turtle, after clearing the air of his red opponent, is deciding to go into some strategic bombers. These cruise missile ships going to be a giant headache for the blue team. We have ducks here, though, and ducks are an amazing counter to when you have lost sea control. They really, really are amazing at it. You have to build dedicated things to deal with the ducks. March of the Ducks. Oh, nope, they're coming back. Darn. Cerberus still keeping it safe here. Looks like we're getting ready to send a bunch of spam, though, to keep the Cerberus busy and be able to push through. Red team has definitive eco advantage. Just need to utilize that advantage to actually get across and get more ahead. Hovers getting caught by the ships of blue here. Don't know if this is going to finally cause the light pink player to engage against the blue player. The ducks are getting engaged now. Usually when you make ducks, you want to bank them up. You want a lot of them, because what you need to do is push all the way across and kill their production so they can't build dedicated units to counter the duck. If you send out a few of them and take out a couple ships, but then you have to back off, then the enemy just changes what they're building and you're going to lose that edge, because the ducks move across so slow that by the time you get there, if you didn't have a bunch to start with, you're not going to be able to take out the opponent with them. I would say you want like 25 to 30 ducks. They don't deal the most damage because they attack so slow. And they can't run away. And now that they've... well... running in range of the Cerberus is not good for these ships' health. That's for sure. Just trying to take out the missile ship before it takes out everything in here. Oh, we're finally going to have the sea battle here on the northern side. Battleships between the pink player and blue player engaging, and the blue player definitely got the jump there, moving in with paladins and the battleship at the same time. Looks like he's going to be able to collapse here. The pink player's forces were not consolidated together. We're at a 1-to-1 now for how many battleships have been lost, one for each side. Lots of destroyers lost for the pink player. Looks like blue is not going to push any farther. Does he have any res subs? Because at this point, that would make all the difference in the world. Going in again. Bunch of paladins, 1 battleship versus 2 battleships. Oh, a third one comes out. And a paladin. I think pink is going to be able to hold this off. The reinforcements from blue are taking a while to get down here. There's a submarine underneath. 2 of them, actually. Dealing a bit of chip damage. Paladin's going to be able to take those out. Not without getting scuffed up by these battleships, though. Looks like the pond player is going for the cataphracts. Cataphracts are actually really good for dealing with ducks because they do have the depth charge attack. And so the duck can't hit them because they're not in the water, they're on the water. And it just ends up being a great trade. Reds, what is he bringing in? Is that a beamer turret? He's bringing in a beamer turret. That's hilarious. Here comes the fire wave. Beamer turret doesn't make it. That made it so far. I've never seen that one attempted before. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's hilarious, though. Gosh, these beamer turrets coming in and taking over land. Interesting. Learn something new every time. We got the Shiva coming up. There's lots of mines here. If you're going to get taken out... God, they're taking so many of these little hover tanks with them because their splash damage is triggering the mines. Both sides not pushing down the front. Looks like blue's coming back in for it. Pink, I don't think pink has it this time. Blue has a very diverse group here, and pink just has submarines, but there's paladins here. And at the very least, the battleships are going to get the lab. And there goes the lab. And the eco. So that pushes Skylar out of the water. Well, red's firewall definitely took the better end of that. Green, though, is got a lot of bombers built up. So these hovers came up, took out the side of the defenses built up by the blue team. And now we have a push going for the meat and potatoes, the eco. Oh, looks like green's fighter wave actually destroyed red's. So we're going to have a bit of a tit for tat for damage here, with brown getting eco damage dealt with medium tanks and green coming in with a bombing run. Orange coming with their own fighters. Going to take out greens. And meanwhile, the spam has infiltrated the back lines. Well, Razorbacks definitely great at dealing with spam. There's a lot of bombers coming through, escorted by fighters, and there is not enough AA here, I don't think. The front is completely collapsed. Bombers coming through. Blue team has great eco for a couple seconds here. Here we go. And there goes the eco player for the blue team. Trollhard GoPro loses all of his eco. The air player Swamp Turtle loses all of his eco as well. And just sent 2 more players from the blue team back into the Stone Age. There is not much they can do now, I don't think. The front is wide open, the spam is flowing through. There's some T3 here for defense, which is going to shore things up for the moment. But with the income difference being double in favor of the red team, there's just only so long you can hold out. There's not much you can do at this point, I don't think. There's flagships that are going to start just shelling away at the remnants of what eco is left here on the southern side of the blue team's base. Like, this flagship is going to be able to reach all of this. Thor is great, but I don't think it has energy to be utilized. And with that, the blue team has resigned. Red team takes the win. Decisive victory this time. Alright, if you guys like the cast, please leave a like down below. If you want to see something else, or if there's something I can do better, please leave me a comment in the comments section. Thank you, and we'll see you again.